Good answer. Hello! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Did you two, happy Valentine's? And for those of you who are already on the other side of the ocean, happy not Valentine's Day. Hi, hello. I took another day off sick because I was still exhausted, but otherwise, I'm okay. Minimal sneezing. Did I say good answer? Yes. Yes, I did. So yeah, today we're gonna play... Today's like a visual novel, like... exciting day. It was funny because, like I said, I took the day off work because I was feeling okay, but I was still exhausted. And then I wake up from a nap and I look at Discord and Zon has dropped in there that Air the visual novel is getting released in like 3 weeks, and literally my jaw was on the floor. I'm so happy. That's like literally my favorite visual novel. Like literally. Would be interesting to go back to it finally, cause when I was baby Diana, the anime for that game made me cry like a baby. And it'll be interesting to see how it holds up. I think what'll probably get me emotional is the game has been out for so long. The voice actress for Misuzu, the heroine with like the blonde hair, she actually passed away. So I think hearing her voice is gonna throw me off after all this time, knowing she's no longer with us. That's always what gets me. But hi, Zexu! One sec. I'm just blowing on my drink, and then I will explain what's going on today. Hi, Jambola! Happy Valentine's Day, everyone! So, in the name of the season, we're playing a visual novel. This is the same as thing I did last year as well. I mean, I always play a lot of visual novels on stream, but in February and March, I particularly focus on the romantic ones. This one is an indie one, as opposed to like, a big Japanese developer like a lot of the ones we play. And it is called Velvet Bite, Softly with Teeth. And it's actually got quite a history. I've actually been waiting for this to come out for 7 years, at least. So it's like, long story short, it started out as a Kickstarter, like, I think in 2016 or 2018, thereabouts. Maybe even earlier, and then it went through development hell, as they call it. Lots of people dropping out of the project, fund mismanagement, all that kind of crazy stuff, and then eventually it just gets outright canceled. And I'm like, okay, well, that really sucks, but whatever. At this point, I was never expecting it to come out anyway. And then very quietly, sometime last year, a new Twitter account pops up for a new studio, and it's clearly Softly with Teeth. They did call it that at the time. But, and like, all the characters had been redesigned for the most part, but the name's the same. So they spent the couple years in the interim from the canceled project rebuilding everything from the ground up without the people who did fund mismanagement and like messed up the project and stuff. And now finally it's here! Yay! So I've been looking forward to this. Hi, Shrimpies! And my day has been good, so yeah. I've been looking forward to this. one of the characters from this Madison, at least in the original spec, she was addicted to gacha games, particularly Grand Blue. So, you know, near and dear to my heart. There's a comic by the old artist where the protagonist, who I think her name is also Diana, looked at this girl Madison's photo. She's like, I like Charmander too. And it was Veen from Grand Blue. What a roller coaster for development. Oh, yeah. So, very... You thought I was ending? Hey, now. No. No, no. I literally just got here. And no worries. But yeah, it's good visual novel, good fun. Been sick for a couple days. It's time to get back into the swing of things. It's an indie visual novel, so it's probably gonna be decently short. Obviously, we're not gonna get through all of it. Part of the reason why I never finish these romantic visual novels on stream is to romance each character will take 10 hours, so it tends to be quite long if you're going to romance everyone. So I just give you guys a little taste. Just a little preview. Now let's see here. Whoop! Game is big. Game is big. Do. I don't have much to talk about today because your girl has been sick in bed for 2 days. I literally spent all of today sleeping and most of yesterday sleeping. Got a couple new gacha characters in the games I've been playing, but like that's about it. And like, you know, I was basically like, you know, I sleep, wake up for a couple hours to eat, maybe like watch like a TV show, play a game a little bit until I start feeling sleepy again and then go back to bed. Romance, everyone sounds so worth it at the end. It is, and I mean, usually it's also necessary. Because they always put the true ending as like an unlock. To get to like the true ending, like you always have to clear everyone else's story as an unlock condition. So if there's any like mystery element to it, like Color Malice that we played last year, to figure out the whole truth of everything that's going on with like the bombings and all that stuff in that game, you have to romance everyone. So it's like, at the end it was funny because I really did not like, what was his name? Aizawa? Maybe? But he's like, you know, he's the canon choice. He's like the true boyfriend, and I'm like, you're so boring. But I need to get through your story so I can figure out who the heck is actually the evil mastermind. Set up a sweet section in the break room. You stole so much chocolate. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Usually, if people at my work bring presents for everyone, I just like end up giving it all to Iduna. Like, I just put it in the fridge so he stays. And then, like, next time I see Iduna, it's like, here you go. Konnichiwa. And what I was saying in Discord about non-liking chocolate, that's only partially true now that I think about it. I like ginger chocolate and like citra and like orange peel chocolate. But yeah, like, you know, the stereotypical milk chocolate or like the dark chocolate, I'm like, no. The chocolate has to be spicy or I'm like, nah. Painted a lot of Easter eggs. That's nice. I know exactly what you mean, but my brain immediately went, what references did you make? I'm like, no, that's the wrong kind of Easter egg, Dee Dee. terrible. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, otherwise I hope everyone's had a good day. Not super yappy since, you know, I've been sick for a couple days, so it's like you don't really have much to share about what's been going on in your life when you've been like... And that for 7 hours? Damn. I mean, you're not wrong. What always seems to happen with these games, like the last couple cases of a Danganronpa game, is I'm like, we'll play our usual stream, and then we get to some point where it's like plot has gone bananas, and I'm like, well, now we need to keep going. And next thing you know, it's like 11 p.m. and we finish the game. Oh my god, that's right! The Valentine's Day event. I forgot about that. Which even one is it this time? Welcome back! Oh, it's the one with frickin' Johanna. What? I forgot about that. Yeah. The craft essences are really cute, though. 80 rolls down the drain. Try multiplying that by about 100, and then maybe you would have gotten her. FTO is so bad for that. Sigh. Okay. I'll bring you guys back. Let's do this thing. Yes! That her CE is great as well. I also like Lady Avalon's. It's very cute. Oh, wait, hang on. Is this gonna... Oh, there we go. Let's romance everyone! Yeah, so this one is LGBTQ+, so there's girls and boys you can romance. Very exciting. Obviously, I go for the girls, but some of the guys' designs are pretty cute. I'm not sure if there's like a pullout of all the characters, but we will see. Because there's some that got added as part of like stretch goals. So like we could date our psychiatrist, apparently, which is like, you know, a conflict of interest, but like, okay, whatever. Guys in romance are too good. It's like, hold on here. Oh no, Mokul John fell off the desk. 1 second. Mokul John. There. I've got my Fura Moko plushies on my desk. They watch over me. You swear you're straight? You can be bi and have a like 90% leaning towards the opposite gender as opposed to the same gender. That is totally legitimate. All right. So yeah, these are not the whole cast. You're bi, Ranger? Well then. I sometimes come to a conclusion you might be bi, and that's fair. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. Straight as a shrimp. These men are right. I think the door... I'm trying to remember their names. Blonde hair is Yvonne. Black hair is Madison. Never felt like bringing it up. Fair enough. All orientations are welcome here. We've got ace people. We've got hetero people. We've got bis. We've got straights. We've got lesbian. Mostly me. I think I'm the only one. But hey, that's fine. But yeah, so blonde is Yvonne. Dark hair is Madison, my girl. Blondie on the left, yeah. Blondie is Forrest. And dark hair is Sebastian, I think? I'm trying to remember. But we'll find out soon enough. So yeah, everyone here is supposed to be a vampire. The basic premise, from what I recall, is we got invited to like a Halloween party or something like that, or some kind of party. And yeah, that's where we meet everyone. That's even better. Shrimpy's got a fan. Forrest has a fan. Forrest has a fan. All right. Well, let's get going. See what happens. Start. What is your name? Diana. Yeah, so this is released on Halloween, or rather released on Valentine's Day, set during Halloween. Love it. Okay, October 31st, 2000XX. At the time is 4 p.m. I've arrived at Robin's mansion. I guess it would get this dark at 4 p.m. in October. The entrance is overflowing with Halloween decorations. It's a typical Robin display, leaving no room to breathe. Luckily, no one else has arrived yet. The mansion towered before me, its facade covered in extravagant Halloween decorations. I lifted my selfie stick. Yeah, the selfie stick! Capturing the lavish display of Robin's efforts. I'm in the game! I'm in the game! Yeah! You can put your name in. I think, originally, the default name for the protagonist was either Diana or Diane, so close enough, right? And then reach for the cold metal doorknob. Suddenly, a wave of fear hit me, as strong as the autumn breeze. What if everyone stares at me? Oh, mood. It's okay. You can do it. I whispered the mantra to I'd been chanting all the way here, feeling a spark of courage ignite with me. I clenched my hands into fists and knocked on the door. Thump, thump. My heartbeat echoed in my ears, a rhythmic pounding that matched the knocking. A moment later, the door creaked open, and a towering figure in a Frankenstein costume appeared. Despite the stitches drawn across his face, the familiar twinkle in his eye was unmistakable. Hello? I'm already faint. Happy Halloween! What brings a beautiful fairy to our monstrous mansion? A fairy looking for some excitement never says no to an invitation. Robin, dressed as Frankenstein, chuckled warmly, his deep voice resonating despite the grotesque mask. There's nothing grotesque going on here. Stay strong? No, impossible. I am but a weak little blob today. I couldn't help but smile back at him. He stepped forward and enveloped me in a gentle hug. It's been a while. I almost didn't recognize you. Glad to see you're doing well. It's great to see you too. Not everyone has arrived yet, so just make yourself at home. Thanks. As I stepped inside, the grand foyer welcomed me with an impressive array of decorations and gentle, festive music filled the air. Robert's mansion hadn't changed much since my childhood. Childhood friends! This familiarity allowed me to settle into my corner of the party with a calm mindset. Just like the exterior, the interior of the mansion was lavishly decorated. I feel more comfortable in the mansion than I expected. I just hope this space stays empty. I mean, I'm the same, so I can't say anything, but why come to the party if you're hoping no one ever notices you? I muttered to myself out of habit, glancing at my phone screen. Vlogging was something my counselor had recommended. She told me I could release pent-up emotional burdens by recording my daily life. Does that actually work? At the time, I needed an escape, and vlogging served the purpose.
美しい妖精のお嬢さん、お一人ですか?
Oh, Shrimpy, it's your boy! It's Forrest! A man dressed as a vampire placed refreshments on the table. I quickly corrected my posture. Who?
フランケンシュタインの友人、ヴァンパイア伯爵です。
Cute. I'm Count Dracula, Frankenstein's friend. Nice to meet you. I'm a forest fairy from the national park.
奇遇ですね。僕もそこ出身ですよ。
What a coincidence! I'm also from the national park. But sightings of people are rare at the national park. Aren't vampires supposed to live off human blood?
ヴァンパイアにだって自然が必要なんですよ。ほら、ずっと都会暮らしって精神衛生上良くないですから。
City life can make your head go funny. Even vampires need a nature retreat sometimes. He smiled warmly and handed me a glass of wine. You didn't even ask first!
どうぞ。これは美しい妖精の君にふさわしい甘美な飲み物です。
Here you go. A sweet drink for a beautiful fairy. Thank you.
それでは楽しいひとときを。
Enjoy! Count Dracula excused himself to set up other tables. I sipped my wine, hoping the party would pass quickly. At least the sweets were pretty good. Doesn't need to ask. We'll always say yes to him. Got him! Hurry, hurry, go, 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 go. Offer to help set the tables. Offer to help set the tables. Go, go, go. It was clear that I had too much wine. Oh, girl! The party's barely started. The floor felt unsteady as I stood up, and the world around me seemed to topple. My eyes were blurry, making everything appear hazy and distorted. Unfamiliar faces spoke to me along the way, but I could hardly recognize them, let alone understand what they were saying. Oh no. When you're like a sipper, like you just keep sipping because you have nothing to do, this is what happens. I needed to get away, and the restroom seemed like the perfect refuge. I sneaked away from the party and headed straight for the restroom, which I remembered was around the corner, on the right side of the hallway. Drakon, hello! Oh no. The restrooms on the first floor were already full. Oh god. Even after standing in line for 10 minutes, the crowd showed no signs of thinning out. Why are there so many people here? I don't know what to do with your hand, so you just drink? Yeah, a lot of people are like that. I tap on my glass a lot. The constant chattering and laughter mixed with the blaring music from the party grated on my nerves. It was clear that the mansion didn't have enough restrooms to accommodate this many guests at once, and my growing nausea made the situation even more unbearable. Outside! Outside! The cold will wake you up! Outside! I'm sure there are other restrooms on the second floor. Oh, that's always a bad idea. Don't go up to the second floor and when it's a house party. Our girl drank way too much wine already, and she's trying to find a bathroom. Apparently, it's like a mess on the first floor. You always hug someone? I tend to play with people's hair. It's terrible. But yeah, and so now our girl's like, I'm sure there's bathrooms on the second floor, and I'm just like, don't go to the second floor. Don't go to a second floor where there's bedrooms when it's a house party. You're going to hear and or see stuff you won't be able to take back. I walked up the staircase, each step echoing my hopes that the hassle of climbing the stairs would deter others from using the restrooms upstairs. I mean, yeah, like, if you gotta actually use a restroom, yeah, try your luck. But if you just need to throw up, as horrible as it is, just go outside. The cold would be better for you. As a person that has made that mistake before, yeah. I'm like, no, don't. No. You never go where there's bedrooms. As much as, like, you know, needing a moment to get some space during a house party is valid, always go outside. If you go where there isn't a crowd, you can hear and see things that you would rather not. Always stay with the crowd, yes. Or corner, or yes, outside. Yup. Because the crowd will mostly keep people in line. I mean, they might be rambunctious, but no one's gonna do anything R18 in the middle of the room. That's a specific kind of party, and you need a specific kind of invitation for those. The dull orange bulbs cast hazy shadows, and the ornate banister felt cool under my hand. Just as I thought I was in the clear, my plan was thwarted. A stoic man dressed as the devil with a solemn expression and piercing eyes grabbed my arm and stopped me in my tracks. You don't know that it's not that kind of party? I mean, fair. But also, this game wasn't rated R18, so, do I know you?
やめた方がいい。
Oh, so he is named Sebastian. Go back? Pardon?
この先の2階へ行くことだ。
Quit going upstairs. I would if I could, but the restrooms on the first floor are full.
お前はじきに後悔するだろう。
I was only half making jokes about don't go upstairs during a party, but apparently I am very, very correct. Yes, those are horns. He's dressed as like a devil or something. You'll find yourself in a situation you'll deeply regret. And what could be worse than standing here about to embarrass myself by tossing my cookies? Go outside, then? Like, if you really have to throw up, go outside? Looks like a homie you'd ask to play Smash Bros with. I could see it.
それは言えない。
That's something I can't share with you. Don't act drunk. You are talking to the wrong person.
絶対に後悔するぞ。
Trust me. You'll regret it. Oh, really? And what do I suggest I do? Suffer in silence? Do you enjoy watching others squirm?
そうではないが。
Not particularly, but... Then let me go before I call... You're gonna call the police just because this guy is telling you not to go upstairs? Girl! That is overkill.
私は
He released me, seemingly giving in to my threat. His heavy sigh echoed through the air. I quickly made my way up to the second floor, feeling like my stomach was a ticking time bomb. I wasted no time and skipped the remaining steps. Thankfully, the restrooms were empty, just as I'd hoped. Although I had a small mishap, I managed to get it under control. If I hadn't made it to the restroom in time, I would have embarrassed myself and never see Robert's face again. Or Robin's face. You vlogged that? Girl. I mean, if you don't put it up on YouTube, fair, but no one wants to hear about that. No one wants to hear about that. Continuing my vlog, I walked down the quieter hallways on the second floor, which was a welcome change from the bustling atmosphere downstairs. The pulsing beats of the music and the hum of conversation faded as I distanced myself from the crowd, replaced by the eerie silence of the upper floor. Having spent some time at the party, I felt like I'd fulfilled my obligation to Robin for the invitation. So now you're snooping around his house? Vlogging this, yeah, pretty much. It wasn't until I passed the same statue for the 5th time that I realized something strange was happening to me. This is weird. Why do I feel like I'm walking in circles? Oh no, it's an enchantment. We're doomed. If I turned right here, there had to be the stairs leading down to the party hall. But every time I did, I ended up back in the same hallway. Girlie is definitely drunk. She's either drunk or the reason Sebastian was warning her is because there's some kind of enchantment on the upper floor. Excuse me. The plush crimson carpet underfoot felt increasingly oppressive, its intricate patterns dizzying and disorienting. Maybe I'm still drunk? I mean, you don't undrunk. You don't sober up that fast, even when you throw up. Because your liver is still processing what you've already consumed. Throwing up everything in your stomach will just keep you from getting further drunk. What's already in your bloodstream needs to clear. Perhaps resting in one of the guest rooms would help clear my head. Oh dear. I opened a door to a nearby room and stepped inside. Oh, the cross on the wall. Oh boy. I guess crucifixes don't actually work on vampires in this universe. The door closed automatically behind me with a soft thud. I can't see anything. Where's the bed? The room plunged me into absolute darkness as if a thick cloth had been slammed over my eyes. Interesting adjective to use there, but okay. The stale air carried a metallic tang, a telltale sign of neglect in old furnishings. I opened the doorway to let fresh air in. Oh, I think that's blood, sweetie. Oh, good! Horror music! The light from the hallway streamed into the room, allowing me to see the silhouette of the furniture. I slowly approached the bed. Oh! Yeah. Oh, look! She's got pink hair! It is me! Right, I remembered. Blood smelled similar to rusty metal. A girl lay on the bed, her skin devoid of color. A sickening pool of red liquid had gathered around her neck, leaving a dark velvet stain on the otherwise pristine white sheets. The sheer volume of blood lost indicated an unsurvivable injury, and the room seemed to hold its breath in the aftermath of the tragedy. Is she dead? Well, you just said that it was an unsurvivable injury. Someone got divorced first. Oh no. Well, everyone in this game, except for me, is supposed to be a vampire, I think. So there are many potential, perpetrators. The selfie stick tumbled from my grasp, clattering to the soft carpet. Oh no, you just recorded a murder. Thud. The sound jolted me back to reality. A cold dread replaced the alcohol's heat. I had to get out. Now! I threw open the door, ready to bolt, but my escape was cut short. Uh-oh. Who got us? Two arms slammed down from behind me. Panic surged, a scream muffled in my throat. I clawed at the unseen attacker, attempting to break free, but their grip was like a vice, pinning me with inhuman strength. Oh! We got bit! Already! A jarring pain erupted at the back of my neck. It's my girl! She was eating another girl. Yeah, lesbian, let's go! Crap. Complete darkness engulfed me as the attacker's annoyed voice ran through the haze, bitten by the love bug. Yup. A soft floral... right? I love Madison. She's got great vibes. We could be, it's the pink gay and the black gay. The pastel lesbian and the goth lesbian. A soft floral scent tickled my nose as I struggled to open my eyes, my eyelids feeling as heavy as lead. Slowly, blurry shapes came into focus, revealing the familiar patterns of the ornate ceiling in my childhood bedroom at Robin's mansion. Wait, did you live here with him for a time? Or is this place so big you just had your own special room whenever you came over? Just shrimping for everyone at this point? Totally valid. The intricate moldings in soft pastel hues brought a strange sense of comfort and nostalgia. What had happened? My mind was a foggy haze, fragments of the night before eluding me. I must have had too many drinks. My head throbbed with a dull, persistent ache that pulsed with every heartbeat. Diana, you awake? Robin? Why am I here? Forrest says you were passed out on the floor. Forrest? Yeah, the young guy who helped me organize the party. He was dressed as a vampire. Oh, the one from the national park? Exactly. He was checking the empty rooms and found you. He treated you and called me. Wait, hold on. I saw a dead body at that room. A dead body? Robin's face darkened. I'm not lying, I swear. I smelled blood everywhere. The sheets were soaked red and there was a girl dead and on bed. It was the killer who knocked me out. I see. You must have been really scared. He's taking this quite well. We have to call the cops. There's a killer running wild out there. I understand, but you should calm down first. This is the time to calm down. You don't believe me, do you? Robin calmly patted me on the back. Diana, why would I doubt you? After Forrest found you a bit out of it, I checked everything myself. I went through all the rooms on the second floor. Most were empty and clean, and there was only one with someone in it. And guess what? Wine-soaked sheets. Then the body was? She was just fast asleep on her stomach, probably looked dead to the world, which I assume is what freaked you out. The girl is peacefully snoring in the next room. If you're feeling like a detective, why don't you check her out for yourself? I don't know about that. Who brought the wine to bed? Come on. And why would we need to be knocked unconscious because of that, huh? I followed Rob into the next room, my heart pounding with a mix of dread and anticipation. Robin knocked politely on the door. The door creaked open, revealing the last person I expected.
眠ってるレディの寝室に許可もなく訪問すること。
Yeah, that's not the
失礼だ
girl
と
we
いうことは
saw
ご存
dead
知
to
で
the
すよね。
world. She was a blonde. You do realize it's rude to wake someone up without warning, right? We're sorry to intrude, Madison. Rest assured, we'll be off as soon as we make sure you're alright. Madison, you came to the Halloween party too?
確認したならさっさと出てって。
If you're done,
安否
leave,
なんて
you
縁起
creep.
でもない。
Oh, okay. Oh, roommate! They were roommates! My roommate Madison pouted and crossed her arms. Creep? Look who's the creep. I guess this is a very bad relationship. I looked at the girl sleeping on the bed. In the shock of seeing a dead body, I couldn't make out her face before. But now I recognized her familiar clothing and slender frame. She was pale but breathing regularly. The soft rise and fall of her chest clear even in the dim light. Her shape matched the silhouette of the person I'd seen before I passed out. You were right, Robin. I must have been mistaken. Madison, sorry for waking you up. I'll head back to my room. Alright, Madison, get some rest. Madison's irritation softened slightly as she climbed back into bed, pulling the covers up to her chin. I wished her good night, my voice barely above the whisper. 2 girls, 1 bed? And they were roommates! The door closing quietly behind us. Where did my phone go? I followed Robin down the grand staircase to the first floor, my mind racing as I tried to piece together what had happened. I recalled the moment I dropped my selfie stick, realizing my phone must have slipped out and vanished. Determined to find it, I began searching the empty rooms. I knocked gently on each door, pausing to listen for any sign of life within. After several rooms, I was startled by a soft meowing cat! Looking up, I spotted a cat perched gracefully atop a display cabinet, its bright eyes watching me with curiosity. Could that be... Don't tell me. Eve? What was that sound? Sure enough, Eve, a fluffy Persian cat, yawned and jumped down to me. No! I told you I'm not your ladder! I rubbed my forehead where Eve had slapped me. Looked like someone missed their favorite can opener. I started petting her bushy fur as she purred contentedly. Then something fell from her mouth and clattered on the floor. What did you steal this time? Ladder? Yeah, because sometimes cats, will use people or, like, furniture to help them jump up or down stuff. So that's why it was... Diane, this girl's like, no, I'm not your ladder. Because the cat obviously used her to jump down from the cabinet. What did you steal this time? Stepladder? Stepladder of hope? No. Wow. Eve had smuggled? Oh. I see. So I guess this is how, the roots get going? A motorcycle key? I don't know about that. Meow, 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 meow. I always love and hate when your route is decided by a choice like this early on. It's so much pressure. No idea who this belongs to. Probably decides who you return the item to? Probably. Everyone's like number one, motorcycle key, motorcycle key. I see how you guys are. No idea who this belongs to. I guess I'll have to send a group message later. I playfully tapped the little cat on her nose and pocketed the item. Hopefully I'd have a chance to return it during the party. What? There's a party part 2? By the way, do you happen to know where my phone is? You take your motorcycle stuff very seriously? Fair enough. You hid it, didn't you? Where'd you put it? Eve shot down the hall with a sharp meow, clearly demanding I follow. She was a friendly, reliable cat, except when it came to stealing. She was more cunning than any other feline I'd known. Nodding to myself, I followed her to the... Alright! We're a lot of choices here. This time... Eve led the way to the game room, which was bustling with activity under the dim orange light of vintage lamps. Wait, the party is still going? How long we were out for? Sometimes we'll lock you out of good endings? Yup. Yes, apparently we're a normal human from what I know, and everyone else is a vampire. We're a snack to everyone else, apparently. Eve led the way to the game room. Laughter and friendly banter filled the air as groups huddled over card tables and chessboards, engrossed in their games. Whoops. The room felt alive with the energy of the party, but my focus was elsewhere. I scanned the corners, searching for my missing phone. This is draining me. Searching the floor for my phone amid the crowd was no easy feat. It reminded me of playing hide and seek with Eve when I was younger. Back then, it was a blast, a game filled with giggles and excitement. I never understood why Robin would get so frustrated. Now it made sense. Robin was just worried about a kid sneaking into an adult party and getting into trouble. Hey, Robin, I'm sorry.
Oi.
Yeah, I got it right! There she is! Wouldn't mind being a snack for certain people? Ho ho ho. I remembered Robin was supposed to be a gamer. She's like a gacha gamer, apparently. At least that's how she was in, like, the original spec. I don't know if they kept that. Hey. Ah! I screamed as Madison leaped from behind me, completely unexpected. She scrambled to cover her ears, wincing at the sudden noise.
うるさいわね。鼓膜破れるかと思
You're
った。
blowing up my ears! Shut up! Don't you did have to scare me like that!
いや、あんたがこんなとこにいるのが
Do I
悪い。
care? What's your problem?
私が聞きたいんだけど、なんで今日ここに来たわけ？あんたストーカー？
VA sounds familiar. Da 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 da. I don't think they got anyone famous for it. Cause you know, budget. VA is Rin Kojo. Why are you stalking her? Look, this is my childhood friend. How am I supposed to know that you have mutual friends? That's my question. Why are you here? Are you stalking me? Madison drilled me with a withering glare. Nonsense! I'm here because Robin invited me. What are you doing here? You specifically said you had an important appointment.
それがこれよ。あんたに邪魔されなければ全部うまくいったんだけどね。
This is exactly it. It would have been perfect if you hadn't shown up. You're being ridiculous. I had no idea you were even coming here, let alone what kind of plan you had. How could I possibly have messed anything up?
ずっと引きこもってるくせに、なんで今日に限って外に出てんのよ。 なんでよりによって今日ここにいるのよ。
Okay, girl, calm down. You need to explain what's going on. Stop accusing me of Madison? I stopped arguing and grabbed Madison's shoulder. She crouched on the floor and began to shake uncontrollably. Some FGO VAs? I mean, a lot of VAs do sound familiar, especially when they're voicing it tsundere. But this is like a small budget indie game that has been in development for 10 years. They definitely do not have the budget for a VA that would be an FGO. Oh yeah, there's like a big pool for like amateur VAs for like projects and stuff. So you can get people, just getting someone who's actually tied to an agency would be really difficult for a game like this. Madison, look at me. Are you crying?
もうダメ。
Oh no! Look at her! She's
完
so
全に
cute.
失敗しちゃった。
When are we gonna hear Dee Dee do VA? You guys hear me do VA every time we play a game. I do my best. I screwed up. Damn you, I screwed up so badly. Oh no. Hey, Madison. It's okay. I don't know what happened, but you're gonna be okay. I reached down and gently offered Madison a hand to pull her up. Despite being roommates, I knew very little about her because our lifestyles were completely opposite. But one thing I knew for sure was that Madison had a close friend, and if there was one thing that could shadow her in the middle of a party, it was the breakup of friendship. Oh no.
私、何やってもうまくいかない。
Ah! It's okay. It's okay. Wipe those tears away. Nothing I do ever works out. That's not true, Madison. You're just going through a rough patch. Things will get better.
一番最悪なのは、あんたに同情されたこと
See,
だ
you're
よ。
gonna be fine. If you can shit talk like that, you're fine. This was the first time I was attacked for simply caring. I swallowed the urge to whack her on the back when I saw her face stained with tears.
でも、まあ、あんたの言う通りよ。ここでやめるにはもう遅いわ。
But, well, it can't be that bad.
ほら。
Maybe you're right. Besides, I've come too far to stop now. Here, take it. Huh? Isn't that my phone?
隅っこに落ちてた。ちゃんと持っときなさいよ
I
ね。
found it in that corner. Keep it safe. Madison's reply was blunt. Without another word, she left the game room. What a complicated character. The letter case wrapped around my phone was marred with Eve's bite marks, tiny indents that bore testimony to her mischievous nature. Nah, it's got character now. Now you have a conversation starter. I carefully pulled out a photo from the inner lining of the case. The corner of the photo was scorched, but thankfully, no holes were punctured. Phew, I'm glad it's okay. I should laminate it so it doesn't get damaged. Wide smiles beamed from the man and woman in the photo, dressed in Christmas sweaters and a Santa hat. They stood around a little girl, frowning as if on the verge of whining. Oh no, her parents died! Oh no. The warmth and joy captured in the image made me smile. I cautiously put the photo away. It's almost time. Who? Hello? What? Who are they? What is this? Was this supposed to be a wedding or something? One by one, the merrymakers began to head home. The room gradually emptied, leaving behind a sense of calm after the evening's excitement. I grabbed my purse from my seat and was about to leave when a man dressed as a vampire approached me.
やあ、妖精のお嬢さん。
Oh, he's
パーティーは
back.
楽しかったですか？
Hey, did you enjoy the party? I somewhat did, though I should have avoided getting carried away with the drinks. Chocolate-covered ice cream! He smiled at my response and offered me a chocolate-covered ice cream.
これは二日酔いから助けてくれる。
This is a
魔法の
magical
デザートで
dessert
すよ。
that should help keep your
どうぞ。
hangover at bay. Ah, thank you, Forrest.
あれ、
え？
自己紹介しましたっけ？
Did I introduce myself already? Robin did. He told me that you found me passed out and carried me to a safe place. Thank you.
ああ、どういたしまして。
He's sweating.
レディのピンチを救うのは紳士の務めですから。
You're
本当
welcome.
は
It's the count's
君が
duty
悪
to
い
not
夢を見てい
overlook
る
a
ようで
lady's
心配だった
hardships.
けど、
I was afraid you were
大
having
事
a
にならなく
nightmare.
てよかった。
But I'm glad nothing serious happened. A nightmare?
ええ、悪夢はストレスによるものが多いですから、もしひどかったらカウンセリングとかおすすめですよ。僕の知り合いもそれで良くなったんです。
That's pretty wild to recommend someone get counseling when you've just met them. Okay. Don't worry about it. I know a skilled psychiatrist myself. In fact, she recommended that I come to this party. She said I shouldn't keep avoiding people.
そう、ならよかった。
At least he's trying. I mean, sure, but that's like kind of invasive and really rude to tell someone, you know, you should probably get therapy. Like, that just makes it sound like you're crazy. The dessert he gave me tasted as if a whole cacao nut had been blended in. It was so sweet and so bitter that my tongue ached. Whoever made this clearly did not think about balancing flavors. I'm sure that was Forrest. It was a pleasure to meet you, Forrest. I barely touched the ice cream and pushed the bowl away. Oh, girl, don't do that. That's so rude. I stood up, leaving it behind. Damn. At least wait until he walked away before you leave it behind. Like, come on. The party's finally over, and I am absolutely exhausted. Oh, I got a sneeze coming, so... Excuse me. The party's finally over, and I'm absolutely exhausted. I drank too much? Thank you! And ended up passing out. When I woke up, my phone was missing, thanks to Eve, who decided to steal it and hide it somewhere. Had to search every corner to find it. And the ice cream I had at the party, it was terrible. My tongue still lingers from the bitter taste. Suddenly a piercing scream echoed through the mansion. Uh-oh. What's going on? I burst back into the party hall from the chilly night air. Is no one even bothered by that scream? A knot of discomfort tightened in my stomach as I glanced around at the smiling faces, each one seeming oblivious to my unease. I wonder if I had imagined the chilling cry.
おや、忘れ物ですか？
Huh? Did you forget something? You didn't hear that?
どういうことです？
Oh, he's sweating! I guess this is the vampire after party. Hear what? Actually, nothing. I offered a wry smile and waved goodbye to Forrest one more time, watching his figure disappear in the distance as a sense of bittersweet finality settled over me. Did I imagine that? But it was loud enough to make my ears tingle. Diana, are you headed home? Oh, yeah, Robin. I think I'm a bit tired. Mistaking people for corpses, hearing screams. Screams? I didn't hear any. Maybe I'm just tired and hearing things. I should feel better after some rest at home. Make sure to take good care of yourself. Oh, by the way, I have something for you. Can you wait a minute? It's upstairs, so I'll be right back. Okay. Robin turned and disappeared into the mansion, leaving me waiting outside in the crisp night air. This is taking more time than I thought. Who are these people that keep showing up? Hello? I'm confused. We're seeing ghosts, apparently. 20 minutes passed and Robin still hadn't come back down. As I exchanged polite nods and brief greetings? Brief greetings! With the guests leaving the mansion, I pondered my options. Should I head back inside to see what was keeping him? Or should I wait a bit longer? The cool evening air was refreshing, but curiosity and concern nudged me forward. Girl, no! I've already waited 20 minutes. I'll just go find him myself. That's not that long. When it's a party, people are probably stopping him every 5 seconds. If I remember right, Robin's room is around here somewhere. The mansion was as empty as the town square after the circus left. Now that's a simile. The hallway was a cherished place, filled with childhood memories. I remembered playing hide-and-seek with Eve, pulling all the clothes out of the closets to make a mess, and accidentally breaking pots and vases as I ran through the corridors. I was quite the handful back then, as opposed to now. The only reason Robert didn't scold me for my antics was that he felt sorry for me. His understanding and patience created a bond between us, turning the mansion into a place of warmth and refuge. Robin, are you here? I poked my head into his office. How much older is Robin than us? That's the question here. I thought he was like our childhood friend, but now it feels like he was like her guardian almost. The room was still as cluttered as I remembered, with papers piled high on the desks and books overflowing from the shelves. It felt like stepping back in time. I came up since it was taking longer than I expected. Robin, can you hear me? I didn't sense anyone in the office. The room was filled only with the quiet hum of the air conditioning. I had assumed this would be where the gift was when he mentioned the second floor. Where could he be? Is it here? I glanced around the office, my eyes landing on a small pink shopping bag sitting conspicuously on the desk. My guess was that Robert had intended to give it to me. Inside, I found a card nestled to a beautifully wrapped box. Aww, happy birthday with love, Robin. Oh, this is what he wanted to give me. Inside, oh, that's pretty. Inside with the pink box was a delicate rose gold necklace adorned with a pink crystal. It was a charming piece, and I suspected his employees had suggested the gift since Robin was never one for cute designs. Oh, okay, runs a business of some kind. It wasn't my birthday yet, so I could only guess that he had other urgent plans on that day. Robin never forgot my birthday, even when he forgot his own. I wiped away tears of gratitude, feeling deeply moved by the unexpected gesture. Thank you, Robin. I placed the box back in the shopping bag and scanned the office once more. My attention was drawn to a chair that had been awkwardly positioned far from the desk. Faint drag marks on the carpet suggested it had been pulled away in haste. Why would he have moved it so far? With a curious frown, I decided to return the chair to its usual spot beside the desk, reaching out to grasp its back and restore the sense of balance and familiarity in the room. Why is this so heavy? The large, overstuffed leather chair refused to move no matter how much I pushed. I mean, I just recovered from a cold, so my nose is kind of stuffed. I'm sorry if it's, like, annoying. I'll move the mic further away. Gotcha. The large, overstuffed leather chair refused to move, no matter how hard I pushed. Its stubbornness was perplexing. Had the wheels jammed? Or had something been wedged underneath? Oh, okay, Robin's out cold, apparently. To my shock, instead of what I had anticipated, I found Robin slumped unconscious against the chair. My heart raced and a cold dread washed over me as I struggled to tell if he was alive or dead. What happened? What is happening at this party? His stillness was unsettling. I couldn't detect any signs of life. Panic began to rise within me, blurring the line between reality and the visions and hallucinations I had been experiencing. My head spun with dizziness. I felt trapped in a nightmare I couldn't escape. I need to ask for help, but who?
失礼。
Sorry. Suddenly, a strong grip seized me from behind. Oh! What? Suddenly, a strong grip seized me from behind. I felt sharp fangs pierce my skin, and a cold dread flooded through me as I sensed the blood draining from my body. My entire being recoiled in horror at the sickening sensation. A vampire? The thought flashed through my mind, reminding me of Forrest in his vampire costume. But this was no costume. My body began to stiffen as I felt myself gradually growing weaker. Satisfied that I was drained and unable to resist, the attacker delivered a brutal blow to the back of my neck. Okay, so why Robin? I thought you were all friends. Agonizing pain exploded and I blacked out, engulfed by darkness again. This poor girl. What a day it has been.
2度も確認しました。おそらく彼女は得意体質です。
Wait, what? The sweets were supposed to do something?
全く聞きませんでしたから。
I checked twice. She's got some strange power. My sweets didn't affect her at all.
ならその事実をすぐに私に知らせるべきだったわね。
Hi! Hello, and oh my god, Yvonne, your dress. I am looking disrespectfully. Is this one of those games? This is a dating sim, yes. You should have told me the moment you noticed it.
最初はうまくいってましたよ。本当です。
I managed to avoid her suspicion the first time, I swear. Oh my god, Dee Dee, what? What's wrong with looking disrespectfully when she's got the cleavage out in the open? I managed to avoid her suspicion the first time, I swear.
本当にうまくいっていたら2度もバレたかしら。マジソンはまだ子供だから失敗するかもしれないけど、あなたは大人じゃないの？
Yes, Art. So you were caught because you let your guard down the second time? Madison may make mistakes because she's young, but you're a grown man.
普通の人間であれば、今日一日の記憶を丸ごと失うほどの量だったんです。だから大丈夫だと思って。
I owe you were flirting 101 class?
こうなるとは予測できませんでした。 ません。
In good time, in good time. Whoops. It was enough to make an ordinary person forget the memories of their entire day. Excuse me, I thought it would be fine. I didn't see this coming. I'm sorry.
あなたも同じよ。ちゃんと
Offers
監視
flirting
しておくと言ったの
101
に。
classes.
一体どこで何
I've
をし
been
ていたの？
I've been asked to do a stream like that a couple times, and I was trying to put it together for Valentine's Day, but I couldn't really get a lesson plan together, so we've put a pin on it. We'll come back to that. That goes for you too. You said you'd keep an eye on her. Where on earth were you? How do I enroll? You just show up. It just sounds silly. I mean, I would tackle it with some seriousness, but yes.
なんで黙ってるのよ。いつも自分には何も非がないみたいに。
Say something. Don't act like you're not part of this.
イボン、ごめんなさい。全部私が悪いんです。私のミスでこうなったんです。
So did you all come here to kill Robin? Is that what the plan was? Yvonne, I'm sorry. Talk to someone you're interested in? It's easier said than done. My trick was always, find out what manga or anime they really, really like and start watching that, and then just use as an excuse to live blog to them every time something interesting happens. And next thing you know, you're talking every single day. That was always my trick. I'm genius, thank you. What if they don't watch anime or manga? So it can work with a normal TV show or a game. It's just the idea is you use something that they're really into as a way to initiate conversation without it seem weird or like awkward. Because most people love talking about stuff that they're interested in. So as long as it's genuine. Because, like, yeah, if you ask someone about their hobby just to talk to them, but you have no interest in the hobby, people can pick up on that. But at least if, like, you were giving a show that they recommended a try, then you have a good excuse to talk to them. And when you finish it, you can go, like, what else did you watch? Like, is there anything, like, you want to watch together? Can we watch something together? Like, that would be fun. And next thing you know, you've got a date. Well, like, either a friend date or, like, an actual date. But either way, that's, like, a way to have, like, a meetup without it being weird. I know what you mean. Bow to Didi, the all-knowing. Thank you. You'll definitely try that? Excellent. I wish you luck. Like I said before, me being single is because I'm such a homebody. I haven't left the house in a while. Cause like you have to actually go places to meet people. And like obviously it's easier when you're like a dude asking out a girl or vice versa. You have to go to specific places and go on specific apps to find other queer people. And I'm like, oh, I hate dating apps. It just makes me so exhausted. And not every town has, like, you know, the gay bar or, like, their equivalent, so. Alternate versions of each other? I remember you saying that. Reading hints, you're terrible at those? I mean, reading body language is hard in and of itself. What I'll usually do is try and tell someone I'm interested in early on that I'm bad at picking up hints and that I much prefer when people are just direct with me. So that puts the onus on the person to know that if they're too subtle, it's not going to get picked up and they're better off just being overt about it. I mean, if you're neurodivergent, it's really hard to pick up those cues. And then if you have any kind of self-esteem issue, it's even harder. Because you think, you're like, am I reading too far into this? No, I must be. I must be reading too far into this. I'm just crazy. Giving us the risk lessons? Yeah. I mean, I started off just giving one tip and like it kind of spiraled a little bit. Yvonne, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I caused all this trouble because I wasn't good enough.
マディソン、あなたもそろそろすぐ泣く癖を直してちょうだい。
You
で
already
きる
got a
女はどんな
favorite?
瞬間に涙を見せると言ったかしら。
Madison, if you consider yourself grown up, cat ears? Oh, yeah. I think those are technically wolf ears. She's like dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood or something like that. Madison, if you truly consider yourself grown up, you need to control your emotions. What did I say about the only time a successful woman cries?
投資した会社が倒産した時
It's when the company she bought stocks in goes bankrupt. Damn. I drifted awake, teetering on the edge between consciousness and unconsciousness. My body felt as though it was submerged in water, as if I were drowning in a sea of lethargy. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. My groan brought their argument to a sudden halt. I was in distress, feeling overwhelmed by the noise and tension. They turned to look at me, but quickly resumed their loud and heated exchange. Oh, thanks for ignoring me.
それで、これからどうするつもりなの？この子を連れてきたのはあな
So
たじゃ
what's
な
the
いの？
plan now?
セバスチャン。
You're the one who brought her here, Sebastian.
病院に連れて行こうと思う。
I'm taking her to the clinic.
病院
A clinic?
ここの近くにある病院なら
There's
一箇
only
所だけな
one
ん
in
で
this
すけど
area.
俺たちだけで解決できない問題なら他の方法を探さな
If we
いと。
can't resolve this problem on our own, we'll have to find another way.
その他の方法っていうのが病院？ふざけてる
Wait,
の？
we're going to therapy? So a psychotherapy clinic is what you've come up with? Are you kidding me? Mr. Forrest? Yes. As if emerging from a lucid dream, my surroundings gradually came into focus with each passing moment. Despite this clarity, I still felt unable to control my body. When I finally managed to open my eyes, I was met with the sight of 4 pairs of glowing red eyes. Oh, I would just pass right out again. They were not human. I would have screamed if my tongue hadn't been so stiff. One pair of eyes, noticing I was awake, leaned in closer and whispered softly.
大丈夫。お前はもう少し寝ている。
What do you mean it's okay? No? Sleep? A cold hand gently brushed over my eyes, making me close them. Art's feeling the emotions. Oh, I guess hypnotism. That would work.
セブ、今日は他にやることがあるって言ってなかった？夜間診療をするとは言ったが、まさか深夜12時に訪ねてくるとは思わなかったよ。お、ちょっと待て。どうした？
This voice is getting to me. Hi, Charlotte. at the start of the stream, I was like, apparently we could date our psychiatrist, which sounds like a conflict of interest, but okay. Alright, I get it. I get it. Seb, didn't you say you had something to handle today? I remember telling you I have a night shift, but I didn't expect you to come in the middle of the night. Oh. Wait, what's going on?
こんばんは。
Hello?
こんな時間にすみません。
Was a red flag
Shut
until
up.
you met her? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm like this. Sorry for the late visit, Charlotte.
こんばんは。
Evening.
いい夜ね。
Someone laid me down on a hard bed. For the first time, I realized there was a clinic open at night. Dating your psychiatrist is one of the worst ideas I've ever heard of. Yep, it does happen in real life, though. People do end up dating their psychiatrists and their doctors and stuff like that. You're not really supposed to, but it's like not illegal. It's just not ethically considered okay. Like if you get reported to the board, it could be bad. But it's not illegal. Like you won't go to jail for it. Why? I don't know. Hot doctors, I guess. Literally, there was, God. A lot of the older ladies in my office were gossiping about one lady's doctor because he was young and good looking, and they were passing the phone around. Some people are just weirdly into the idea of, like, you know, Dr. Dreamy and, like, Dr. Steamboat or, like, whatever it was in Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, you can tell I wasn't into Grey's Anatomy. My complete lack of interest in the handsome men all my peers were into should have really been a clue to me that I was a lesbian. I didn't put it together until I was in my 20s, though. The harsh light made my vision redden as I tried to adjust. The scent of flesh flowers, that's not good. Fresh flowers wafted through the air. As an actual scientist, it actually made you kind of uncomfy. Fair enough. It was a familiar fragrance I had smelled many times before.
目撃者なのだが、得意体質だからか、俺たちの暗示が効かない。お前の助けが必要だ。
Being attracted to doctors, I'm guessing? I don't know. She saw everything, and her ability makes mind control useless. We need your help.
なるほど、よく来たね。
Very scientifically inaccurate? What is? What's scientifically inaccurate? You've lost us all. I don't know what you've heard of. How do I explain? Start from the beginning. Like, what are you talking about?
あなたはただのカウンセラーでしょ。これがカウンセリングで解決できるの？
Oh, you're talking about how much the shows bothered you with their inaccuracy. You completely lost us there. I was like... We were talking about me figuring out I was gay and, like, hot doctors. I couldn't make the logic leap to the inaccuracy of the medical dramas. You need to start the you need to include the subject. That's why we're all like here like, huh? What? At no point did you say you were talking about the scientific inaccuracy of the show making you uncomfortable. You just said it made me uncomfortable. And so we're like, huh? Aren't you a counseling specialist? Can this be resolved through counseling? As a scientist, Art hates hot doctors. It's scientifically inaccurate. Doctors can't be hot. You can't be smart and good looking. That goes against the laws of the universe. So they're gonna make the girl go to psychotherapy to forget that she saw a vampire drinking blood. Okay.
イーボン、私は君の授業と同じくらいの期間診察の経験を積んでいる。博士号より高い課程。言うなればグランドマスターさ。
You know, this really makes it obvious. Yeah. I mean, it happens. Plus, there's, you know, the latency delay and stuff like that, so the conversation can sometimes have already moved on by the time your comment hits the chat, and then it's like, wait, what? What are you reacting to? The doctor gave my cheek a light, playful tap. Don't touch me! Don't touch me like that! You're not a medical professional, you're just a psychiatrist. You're not allowed to touch me. Just looking respectfully at everyone, I hear ya.
パーティーに行きたいと言うから外出許可を出したけど、まさかそれがマディソンの成人式だとは。
Wait, it was her coming of age
パー
ceremony?
ティ
I
ーは行
thought
って
this
み
was
る
a
価値があっ
Halloween
たか
party.
君。
I gave my share of encouragement when you told me that you want to go to a party. What a coincidence to find you at Madison's coming-of-age ceremony. So, how was the party? Terrible. Rose? The voice and gesture were familiar, stirring a distant memory within me. With a stiff tongue, I managed to call out her name.
本名はシャルロット。こんな形で教えたくなかったけど。
Oh, okay. So our psychiatrist operates under a fake name. That's real legit.
先生、この子を知ってるの？
Do you know her?
もちろん。3年ほど前、他のクリニックから私の方に移ってきたんだ。
Yes, she
進捗
moved
が
to
な
my
かったの
clinic
が去年
about
からだ
3
いぶ良
years
くなっ
ago.
て、
She
最近
wasn't
は
making
外
much
出の回
progress
数を
at
増や
first.
しているとこ
I
ろだ。
see. We are also... This Diana is also spicy-brained, as I like to call neurodivergence.
彼女の言っていた腕のいいお医者さんはシャルロットだったんだ。
So you were the talented psychiatrist Diana mentioned.
こう見えて私は巷で噂の名医だよ。君たちも何かあったら見てあげるよ。
I'll give you a
友人割
special
引で
discount.
安くして
So
おこ
the
う。
session will be $500 instead of $600. Thanks. I have a love-hate relationship with counseling and therapy. Just because none of it is like subsidized under insurance. So it's like you need the therapy to treat your condition, but you're literally going into debt to pay for it. Like in Canada, you can claim some therapy on your tax returns, but it has to be with specific professionals. And so psychotherapy doesn't cover it. It has to either be, what was it? Something with like a social worker or like an actual psychiatrist. So like it sucks. I've talked about it before. I did therapy for years and years and amassed a shit ton of debt I'm still paying off. And the thing that helped me most was the medicine. And so, you know, $500 a month in therapy versus $2 a month for 100 pills. So, yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with therapy just because of the cost. It's like not... I know therapy does work. It's just so expensive. And it makes me so upset for the people who need both. Like, who need, like, either therapy and medication, like in the case of bipolar disorders. Like, in my case, it's like, yeah, the therapy, like, just, like, manage the symptoms. The medicine is actually helping to take care of the root cause. And it's like, yeah, sometimes people need therapy. They need both, or one or the other. But it's just so expensive, and it makes me so angry. Their prices are up there, yeah. Like, it expanded to a point during COVID where the my medical insurance was like, yeah, we're accepting, we've expanded the scope of what kind of, like, therapy we will cover. And so I sent in all of my invoices for the past year, and they're like, yeah, no, you still don't qualify. So I'm like, cool, thanks. It's too much and will break your bank. 100%. That's why I said, like, literally, like, I've maxed out multiple credit cards paying off this stuff. And, like, I've gradually, like, paid everything off. It was one of those things. It's like, do I pay for the therapy so I stay alive? Or do I just, like, not pay for therapy because I have no money for anything else? It's like, you know, that's circle. The chicken before the egg. And thus, I was talking with Mama Melis about it, and she's like, that is the joy of the fact that our healthcare systems are not prepared to actually treat mental health like an actual medical condition. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, that's my little side tangent. Just, yeah, it forever drives me crazy that, like, you know, I spend so much money trying to help myself, and then because, like, you know, without a family doctor in Canada, you can't get prescribed antidepressant stuff. So, like, I had no choice. Therapy was the only thing I had. So it's like, oh, so I can spend, you know, $500+ a month on therapy. But the thing that fixes the problem costs, like, you know, $2 a month. But you can't get it unless you have access to a family doctor. Does not need double ads? God, yeah. Struggle bus, so yeah. The people who need therapy for sure? What is this game about? Okay, so we're still figuring that out a little bit as well. What we know so far, and what I know from the premise, is we got invited to some kind of party, and clearly we witnessed something we weren't supposed to with vampires and stuff. And they tried to erase our memories, but apparently we're resisted. Our brain is too spicy for their usual tricks to work. So they brought us to a psychiatrist. I don't know how she's gonna make us forget everything we saw, but, like, you know what? Here we are. Us movies need to study medical so we can give Dee Dee free medical expenses. Aw, that's a cute thought. I appreciate the gesture. I mean spicy as in neurodivergent, sorry. That's my fun way of saying. Yeah. That's been my fun way of saying neurodivergent and stuff like that. Just like, I forget how it got started, but either I or someone at some point was like, "You're not like, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just a little spicy. It's just got some extra like character." And it was like just like a way to like kind of normalize neurodivergency and like make it kind of something you can laugh at a bit. Like how that sounds? Yeah, feel free to use it. Like it's always feels nicer to rant to Iduna going like, "Iduna, I'm having a spicy brain day. Can like you help me out?" versus going, "Iduna, I'm really not, like, my mental health's in the toilet today." Saying I've got spicy brain now makes it more fun. You're gonna have to change your name. Cause Melis is sugar? Oh no! Spicy! I think 2 buttons would be enough to make you forget. Womp 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 womp.
でも彼女は悪夢を見ていたようで。
She was having nightmares. Charlotte gently stroked my hair, her touch as soft and soothing as if she were calming a baby.
見てしまったんだって。ショックを受けたんだろう。
You said she's a witness and must have been a shocking experience for her.
もう分かったから、これからどうするのか話して。
Cut to the chase. Tell me how you're going to solve this.
催促するな。私はあなたの部下ではないんだが。
Get her, Charlotte! Hold your horses. I'm not your servant.
もどかしいのよ。あなたもセバスチャンもみんなどうしてそんなに悠長でいられるの
We're
よ。
sure getting some interesting combos off of this. That's why I love visual novels. It gives you so much stuff to react to. Anytime I play a visual novel, it always ends up being half the game and half us yapping about whatever. How are you and Sebastian so calm? It's so frustrating.
あなたが敏感だということだよ。運転するときは大胆なく
Oh,
せに。普
Yvonne,
段は
you're
どう
such
し
a
たの？
bundle of nerves right now. It's funny how you're so different behind the wheel. Maid Cafe was your first one. It's kind of like a visual novel. It's more, that one's more like an adventure game. Because a visual novel doesn't have gameplay beyond advancing dialogue and picking options. But you could see the influence. You could see the influence from visual novels. Like Danganronpa isn't a visual novel, but it's closer. Just saw a lot of people call it like one. Oh my god. I mean, Sato has a whole chart that they break out when people start calling stuff a visual novel. That's not a visual novel. So yeah, a lot of people just use that term, and it could be incorrectly applied to a lot of stuff. A lot of people will just start calling any game that has romance in it a visual novel because that's the most common. Because visual novels are probably the most common game with romance, but it's like, it's not the same. Once again, all-knowing Elder Bean, hey, always happy to help. An uncomfortable silence settled between Yvonne and Charlotte.
まあまあ一旦落ち着いて。イボン、シャルロットも。
Alright, let's leave it there, Yvonne. Charlotte, enough?
どれどれ噛まれた跡があるけど筋肉などに異常はないね。全部正常。今動けないのはただ神経麻痺のせいだよ。
Let me take a
と
look.
りあえず起こしてみないと。
Bite marks here, but no muscle spasms? Everything seems okay. It's just temporary paralysis from the trauma. Let's wake her up. How about no? A slight tingling sensation spread as if my cells were gradually coming back to life. After about 10 minutes, I was able to slowly move, feeling my limbs regain their strength and responsiveness. You know, I'm just thinking about how they would have had to carry us to this clinic. What if they don't have a car? What if they don't have a car? Did they just carry us through the street? Then again, it's October 31st. Everyone's drunk off their asses. No one's gonna be like, well, that looks like a kidnapping. They're just gonna assume we're drunk and our friends are bringing us home. I feel like you spent half the game asleep so far. More or less. We keep getting knocked out. We're having a real bad day. If you're a moonbeam, is your main power that you're really good at shapeshifting? Yep, that is correct. That's how I look like this, because my the original form is a cat. So, as per the lore, this is the form of my master I was apprenticed under. So I took their form while interacting with humans, but not perfect. So, like, that's why I still have the ears and the tail. Because I haven't completely mastered it. Okay, shrimpies, have a good lurk.
もうお目覚めの時間だよ。私の可愛いお姫様。
Oh. I'm sorry, she said, Watashi no kawaii hime-sama. Watashi no. That's our. We're her princess. Sold. Done. Hand me the the marriage registration. Couldn't pick telekinesis? Just because it doesn't fit with the lore. I mean, you might have been confusing it with some of the other things you suggested, because you've hit me with at least 12 plus ideas for what your moonbeam superpower would be. And I mean, telekinesis is probably one of the ones that would make the most sense. So, if you wanted to use telekinesis, yes, we can allow that. But you had stuff like super strength and like how tall can I be? And I'm like, we have nubby little limbs. Keep in mind, like we can't One Punch Man shit. Can practice wind magic, right? Yeah, that's true. It was just one of those things, like, trying to, like, keep it within the realm of, remember, end of the day, we're basically sentient plants. So, like, you know, yeah, you could argue plant could have ESP, but, you know, a plant breathing fire, might be a little weird. What about mind control? That's a little too much, I think. You're getting into, like, super villain territory. And yes, there is a fungus that does that, but I'm trying to keep you guys cute so I can do, like, a freaking, like, starting screen one day with all of these moonbeams. I don't want moonbeams freaking, like, turning people into zombies. Using ESP to, like, pour a cup of tea would be cute, though. It's like, I wanted you guys to be able to customize to some degree so you feel a personal attachment, but at the same time, it's like, I'm trying to, like, keep things brand unified as well. Whoops, wrong button.
ローズでいいよ。どうせよく使うのはこっ
You
ち
can
だか
keep
ら。
calling me Rose. It's my public name anyway. Oh, you're attached? Excellent. I slowly got up from the examination bed and sat up straight. My muscles still slightly stiff, but responding to my efforts. Heavily attached? Aw. As I looked around the room, I saw familiar faces gathered around me. Yvonne, Madison, Forrest, and Sebastian were all there. Summer will get your mood being calmed one day. Ah. Some of them avoided making eye contact. Their gazes focused elsewhere. Madison is beyond cute, right? She is so adorable. I don't know if they kept it in this one, but in the original specs that they used on the Kickstarter, she was into gaming, specifically like gacha gaming. There was like a comic where it's implied she plays Grand Blue. She's perfect, right? I don't understand what just happened.
混乱するよね。君が決断を下した後、全部説明しよう。
I get it. I'll explain everything bit by bit once you make a decision. What decision?
君の前に2つの分かれ道がある。一つは綺麗な土が敷かれた平坦な道で、
You're at a
もう一
crossroads.
つは茨の生い茂った険しい
One
道だ。
path is smoothly covered with soft grains of sand, and the other is covered with thorn bushes.
平坦な道は周りに誘惑の種がいっぱいだ。反対に険しい道にはそれはないだろう。どっちがいい？
The smooth path has many temptations along the way, while the thorny one has none. Which path do you prefer? How am I supposed to know which one doesn't lead to me losing my memory? Do 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 do. I chose the path that seemed most promising, trusting my instincts to guide me. Charlotte paused and asked me one more time.
本当にその道を行く
Are
ん
you
だ
sure you
ね。
want to walk that path? Yes.
よし、それじゃあお大事に。
What was that beat? It was like a song was starting up and then it stopped. How about a pocket dimension? I mean, maybe one day. You would have to study it. Because remember, we talked about this. There's stuff you can learn as magic versus the innate ability you have that you were born with. Everyone erupted in surprise. Only Sebastian remained silent, his expression unchanged and unfazed.
秘密を守ると言ったじゃないか。そうだろ？
She promised she would keep it a secret, right? Well, I picked the right one. Yay! I nodded silently, compelled by Charlotte's insisting urging.
対話で解決されるようなことなら、私たちは何のためにここに来たのよ。
We wouldn't be here if it was as simple as just talking it out.
冷静に考えてみて。この子ができることなんてたかが知れてる。自分が見たものをインターネットに載せるくらいだろ。
Keep a cool head and think. What could she really do without any evidence? The most she could do is post her story online.
ハロウィンパーティーで起きた殺人事件に関する怪談。そんなの検索すれば100
A
万個くら
murder
いあると思う
story at a
な。
Halloween party? That's so cliche that you'd get millions of results if you searched for it. Literally, it would sound like a creepypasta. Someone would be like, "Oh wow, that's a great story." Kind of unrealistic ending though.
あなたのそののんきな思考で火種が生まれるのよ。
That kind of leniency leads to all sorts of tragedies.
問題になるようなことはなかったはずだ。
Nothing there could have caused further harm.
さあ君、パーティーであったことをできるだけ詳しく教えてくれる？周りに人がいるけど、
So,
ハロウィンのかぼ
Diana,
ちゃど
can
も
you
だと
tell me
思う。
what happened at the
い
party?
つものように
Be as
私と
specific
二
as
人
you
きりで
can.
話す感じで。
Just ignore everyone else and pretend it's just you and me in the room. I slowly imagined the people around me fading away. This was just a normal nightly consultation, I told myself. If only it were so easy to ignore 4 other people staring you down. As I shifted my thoughts and focused on this comforting idea, the discomfort gradually faded. I began the session with a lighter heart, pretending I was alone with my therapist. You know, I hardly go out. My roommate Madison seemed busy with other commitments, and the thought of going to a party alone made me nervous. So I started vlogging from home.
ビデオ日記
Video Nikki. Video diary. Yep.
動画で撮影する日記のことです。ほら、動画投稿サイトによくある
She means
日常
video
Vlog みたいに、
Like filming
彼
a
女は
diary
映像
entry.
で日記をつけるんですよ。
その時気分はどうだった？
How did you feel at the time? I was so focused on my phone screen that it wasn't hard to leave the house. I actually... Yes, that's what Nikki means. It means diary. The kanji for it is daily record. So Nikki is diary. And so Yume Nikki is dream diary. Which is why my brain keeps confusing Infinity Nikki and calling it Yume Nikki in my brain. And when I arrived, Robin greeted me dressed as Frankenstein. I mean, yeah, you could create stuff. That's fine. I walked into the party and there weren't many people yet. Then I met Forrest, who was dressed as a vampire. I got really nervous and drank the wine all in one go. Oh, that's why you got so sick, girl!
味はどうだった？
How did it taste? I rummaged through my memory, trying to recall the evening's details. The sweets had tasted normal. But when it came to the wine, I drew a blank. I couldn't remember its taste at all. The sweets were fine, but I don't really remember the wine. I guess it wasn't that memorable. She was wasted. She was so wasted. Like, please do not drink wine like it's a shot.
甘かったりしなかった？
It didn't taste sweet at all? No, now that I think about it, I didn't like any of the alcohol there. It all tasted bitter, kind of like burnt coffee.
苦い。
So I guess our taste buds are messed up, so his, like, you know, magic doesn't work because we're not processing his food properly. Don't just burn coffee! Do you burn your coffee, Art? Forrest echoed, pausing as he processed what I said. His brow furrowed thoughtfully.
もしかしてアイスも苦かったのかい？
Did the ice cream taste bitter too? How did you know? I thought they'd balanced the whole I thought they'd blended the whole cacao fruit into it.
その話は一旦置いといて、それからどうなった？
I see. If you don't want to burn your coffee, lower the water temperature. Because depending on the coffee grounds, it's delicate, and if the water's too hot, it'll burn the grounds. Grazie? No problem. last question. So as the Elder Being, do you know off the bat the born abilities we have, or are we special? You guys are mostly special. All Moon Beings have the ability to transform and grow plants, but whatever you guys learn in terms of your own magic is, and like your own specialties as a person is up to you, within a reason. Ooh, big stretch. Let's not get sidetracked. So what happened next? I drank too much because I was nervous. We all have a gimmick at birth. Yeah, essentially. Cat meowing at me. I drank too much because I was nervous. I needed to use the restroom, but the ones on the first floor were full. So I decided to go to the second floor.
ねえ、どうして2階へ行こうと思ったの？
What made you decide to go to the second floor? Sorry? Wouldn't anyone think of that if the first floor was full?
それで
So? And on the way, Sebastian had known I was heading to the second floor and had tried to stop me. Not out of mischief, but because of something they were doing up there. I glanced at Sebastian, who caught my eye and silently put a finger to his lips. Oh, he doesn't want to be implicated, I see. There was a bit of a hassle, but I managed to get upstairs and take care of the urgent matter. Then I turned on my camera to continue my vlog. It helped me calm down.
自分自身に向き合える行動が君の心を安らかにさせるんだね。
Focusing on yourself can be a good way to calm down. I wanted to return to the first floor, but I kept walking in circles through the same corridors. I thought I was drunk, so I went into an empty room to rest. That's when I saw what looked like a dead body covered in blood. I blacked out just as I was about to call the police.
死体を見たなんて、そりゃショックだったろうね。
Poor thing. It must have been traumatizing to see something like that. Robin helped me pull myself together when I woke up. He tried to convince me that what I saw was just someone who had spilled wine.
その言葉を信じたの？
And did you believe that? No, so I checked the room with him, and that's when I found out Madison was at the party too.
マディソンとは普段から話す方なの？
Do you talk to Madison often? Not really. We have different schedules. We chat occasionally, but it's rare.
私のせいじゃないし。
That's not my fault. Of course not. Madison protested defensively, crossing her arms. Charlotte laughed lightly at Madison's comment, shaking her head. I'm not trying to blame
誰が悪いとか、そう
anyone.
いうことを言ってるんじゃないだろ。
What did you see in
そ
that
れで
room?
君は部屋に入り、何を見た？
A sleeping girl. I realized I had mistaken what I'd seen. I followed Robin back downstairs because I didn't want to stay up there. I saw Eve and spent some time looking for my phone she'd hidden.
イブ？
Eve? Oh, she's Robin's cat. She's about 12 years old now. Oh, she's an old kitty. We used to play hide and seek when I was a kid and she was a kitten. I came back to the party hall and ate the dessert Forrest gave me, then I left.
そのアイスはさっき苦いって言ってた？
The one that tasted bitter? Yes, as I was leaving, I heard a scream. I rushed back to the party hall, only to find out that nobody cared.
それでどう思った？
What did that make you think? I thought I was hallucinating. I was about to leave when Robin stopped me at the door and asked me to wait. He said he wanted to give me something, but he didn't come back even after a long wait.
おじさんが心配だったんだね。
Oji-san. She called him Oji-san, so he is older than... Okay. Because Oji-san is like uncle, basically. You must have been worried. I was, so I went back upstairs to look for him. and found Robin sitting in a chair, dead asleep. Then someone attacked me again. I was bitten and passed out. I woke up later, but it wasn't until now that I fully regained consciousness. Charlotte's expression shifted to one of contemplation. She paused, the room filling with a thoughtful silence as she processed what I said.
どうみんな話を聞いた感想
So
は
everyone, what do you think of her story?
武装解除されたって感じ。
I feel exposed.
説明してやってくれ。彼女が見たものは
Explain to the lady
一体何だったの？
of what she saw. Charlotte twirled her smart-looking fountain pen between her fingers. A suburban mansion, Halloween, 2 bodies discovered, and chilling screams. It all felt like the plot of a mystery novel. Were they secretly dealing in smuggled goods up on the 2nd floor? But no, everyone had been downstairs. Everyone except Madison. Was it a hit job to claim an inheritance? The assassination of an enemy spy?
要約すると私たちはヴァンパイアだ。その邸宅はマディソンの成人式に使われる予
Long
定だっ
story
た。
short, we're vampires, and that mansion was to be used for Madison's coming-of-age ceremony.
パーティー参加者の中で一般人は2階に上がってこないように多様な装置が用意されていたが、君がそれを突破して上がってきたんだ。それも2回も。
Oh, no worries. I'm happy to answer them as long as, like, you know, they don't disrupt the stream too much. God, I nearly said stream. My brain. Madison is 1 too. Yeah, literally everyone is vampires except MC. We'd put our heads together to prevent. I like steam. Steam. We put our heads together to prevent the public from reaching the 2nd floor, but you managed to break in. Twice. It's the downside of cold recovery. Since my nose is kind of stuffed, I'm trying to breathe and talk through my mouth at the same time, so I'm not as articulate as I usually am. Or saunas? Oh, I don't like saunas. I don't like heat, so... Sorry, but what? I mean, Madison's also a vampire?
そうだけど悪い？
Hey,
何
what if
その
I
反応
am?
は？
Madison shot back, visibly annoyed by my question. But you get around just fine in daylight.
ああ、ヴァンパイアは太陽を克服できないって話。それは誇張よ。そう
It's an
いう人もいるか
exaggerated
もしれ
myth
ないけ
that
ど
we can't.
全員がそうってわけじゃないのよ。
You're fine with saunas? Fair enough. I haven't been in one in a long time. But I had asthma as a kid, so being inside one, even for a short period of time, felt very suffocating. And what is the coming of age ceremony?
その言葉の通り、小鳥は親から餌を供給されますが、成長したら自分で餌を探さなければなりませんよね。
Saunas make you lightheaded?
他の人を
Yeah,
吸血すること
that's
が
the heat.
成人の条件なんです。
It's straightforward, right? Baby birds have to hunt for themselves when they grow up, right? Being an adult vampire means that you know how to hunt for blood. Then, was it really a dead body that I saw earlier? And did Madison hide it? Forrest waved his hands dismissively at my words.
吸血をしても死ぬことはありません。もし吸血行為で人々が死んだら、
We may be
僕た
vampires,
ちは
but
血
we
を
don't
得られなくなっ
kill.
てしまう。
From whom would we get the blood if we kill everyone? A new person?
しかし、僕たちは少数派であり、吸血が非人道的な行為であるだけに、セキュリティに注意を払っているんです。
Inhumane. They're like, sorry, you know, we know we're kind of messed up, but you know, it is what it is. Since we're fewer in number and sucking blood is inhumane, we are just paying extra care to not attract unwanted attention.
あんたさえ現れなければ手続き通り行く予定だったのに、あんたのせいでこじれたのよ。
The ceremony would have progressed according to plan if you hadn't shown up. I panicked and went off track because you were there. So that's why Madison seemed bothered all day. Listen, I don't know how to read minds. It was never intentional, so stop blaming me.
マディソン
Madison? Yvonne's tone carried a silent reprimand. Madison grumbled, clearly annoyed at being admonished into silence.
とにかく後始末はフォレストがしてくれたわ。マディソンも新しい対象を物色してまた吸血しなければいけなくなった。あなたが聞いた悲鳴がその証拠よ。でも
Anyway, Forrest took care of the cleanup after the first incident. Madison was anxious because she had to find a new target to feed on. She found someone, which is why you heard that scream, but she didn't do a very good job if the victim was screaming bloody murder then. She messed up again?
そう経験のあるヴァンパイアたちは何が起きても起点を聞かせられるけど
Exactly.
マディソンは
Experienced
まだ未熟
vampires
な
know
の
how to
よ。
handle unexpected situations, but Madison doesn't have those skills yet.
実はヴァンパイアって一種の営業職みたいなものなんですよね。
Yes, time to
人々を誘惑し
go
なけれ
work
ば
in
ならないし。
retail so you can become a good vampire. Honestly, it's like being a salesperson. We have to trick and persuade people. That sounds tough. Madison is all about herself. Madison's face flushed bright red with anger and embarrassment. If it weren't for Yvonne's presence, she might have screamed and clawed at me.
それで急いで目をつけた次の対象がロビンだったのよ。パーティーの主催者にはめったに手をつけないのに、その時は他に見つけられなかったのよ。
So she
マデ
hastily
ィソンは
decided to
次
go
の時
after
期を待て
Robin
るほど
next.
気長でもないし。
Even though we usually avoid targeting the party organizers, Madison was in a rush and wasn't patient enough to wait for the right opportunity. Good job, girly. So Robin isn't dead?
もちろん代わりにとても甘美な夢を見ているでしょうね。私たちの吸血は麻薬より強烈な快感を与えるの。
Yay for injecting aphrodisiacs or whatever. A vampire's bite offers a pleasure more thrilling than any drug. Yvonne, who had been looking grubby the whole time, finally smiled. Her smile was warm and inviting, seeming to raise the temperature in the room by about 3 degrees, very specific.
目撃者はさまざまな方法で記憶を消すんですよ。でも君はそれが全く通じなかったからちょっと強引な方法を使うしかなくて。
We usually erase the memories of any witnesses, but since mind control didn't work on you, we had to handle things differently. We're really sorry about that. I get it now, though that doesn't mean I approve of what you did. Sebastian, who had been quietly observing the conversation, finally spoke up.
話はある程度まとまったようだな。君の得意体質を考慮して
It seems things have
一
settled
つ
a
提案
bit.
がある。
Regarding your abilities, I have an offer to make.
提案？
An offer?
お前、不滅の枝に興味はないか？
The what now? The branch of immortality? Crack. The sharp sound of something breaking echoed through the room. Oh no, did Charlotte break her pen?
セブ、何を企んでる？
What are you up to, Seb?
別に。
Nothing. What is it about? No one responded to my question. It was as if they had all silently agreed to ignore me. Well, that's rude.
これは二日酔いから助けてくれる魔法のデザートです。どうぞ。
Magical dessert. Beautiful fairy.
眠っているレディの寝室に許可もなく訪問すること、失礼だということはご存知ですよね。
Of course. And then the scream.
お前、不滅の枝に。
Why are we flashing back to
興味はないか？
something that had just happened?
もうお目覚めの時間だよ。私の可愛いお姫様。
Oh, it was a time skip, apparently. so cute. Damn, we've got 3 windows in our room? Crazy. I jolted awake from the dream, drenched in cold sweat. The nightmares had been haunting me ever since the Halloween party at Robin's mansion. 2 a.m. Jeez, I'm done sleeping already. I reached into the drawer of my bedside table and pulled out a packet of pills. Charlotte had prescribed them to me to help me sleep. But I knew I still needed more time to fully recover. Damn. Hoping they'd bring me some relief, I headed to the living room to get a glass of water. As I entered, I unexpectedly ran into Madison. Are you leaving to get your iron supplement?
ばっかみたい。そんなわけないでしょ。そんなに毎日血を吸ってたら、私たちは今頃 NASA の研究チームにでも連れて行かれてるでしょうね。あんたヴァンパイアを何だと思ってんの？
That's they're calling it an iron supplement. What? Of course not. If vampires were sucking blood day and night, we'd be in NASA's labs already. Human mosquitoes? In the dim light, I could barely make out Madison's expression, but I was certain her face was flushed with emotion. I felt a bit sorry for her, yet I couldn't resist teasing her because she reacted so dramatically to everything I said. I heard NASA, yep. I had thought that she was just an introvert, but now I realized that her shyness was a cover for a deeper secret. Come on, I was just joking. Take it easy. I'm sorry. A mosquito? Where would I ever get to meet such a cute mosquito such as you?
何言ってんのよ。部屋から出てこない引きこもりのくせに。
She's calling me a hikikomori. Hey now, I have a job. It's being your stay-at-home wife. How rude. Madison stumbled back, clearly embarrassed by my teasing. She had always been vulnerable to both teasing and praise, unable to hide her reactions when put on the spot. So, where are you going?
バイトよ。
To work.
私は夜勤の方が楽
I
だから。
prefer night shifts. You're not doing anything dangerous, are you?
大丈夫。仮に危険なことが起きても、人間は私たちより弱いから。
Fair enough. Excuse me. Don't worry, even if something dangerous happens, I'm okay, because I'm stronger than humans. Are you dumb? It's best to avoid dangerous situations regardless of your strength. Let me know if anything comes up. I can help.
バカはあんたでしょ。あんたに何ができるって言うのよ。寝るのもやっとなくせに。まったく。
She called me dumb, chat. How can a weakling like you help? You're barely able to get to sleep. Sorry, I've got insomnia. Madison's voice trembled slightly, and I could almost see her turning red from embarrassment. At this rate, she was going to burn up from mortification and turn to ashes. I'm asking this because I'm really curious. Do mosquitoes turn into vampire mosquitoes if they bite you guys?
知るか!
Don't ask! Madison screamed, her voice full of exasperation as she stormed out of the room. I hadn't meant anything by it, but her reaction got me thinking. If a mosquito bites a vampire, does it become a vampire mosquito? And if someone eats that mosquito, do they turn into a vampire too?
吸血鬼ですか？それ考えるの僕だけじゃないんだ。
Forest! Vampire mosquitoes? I'm glad I'm not the only one who's thought of that. Forrest, who had been dressed as a vampire at the party, was actually a graduate student. Crazy! To my surprise, he was the same senior from my college chemistry lab whom everyone admired for his good looks. Hey, he's a scientist!
気になって個人的にそういう実験をしたことがあるんですが、基本的に蚊はヴァンパイアが好きじゃないんですよ。
I did a little experiment with the mosquitoes once. Turns out they don't like vampires. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, definitely. I wonder what keeps them away.
蚊は生き物から出る二酸化炭素やオクタノールのような揮発性物質の匂いについてくるんですけど、ヴァンパイアたちは呼吸がとても遅いんですよ。
Mosquitoes detect chemicals like carbon dioxide and octanol from human breath and sweat.
だから僕は蚊が十分な濃度の二酸
Since
化炭素を
vampires
感
don't
知でき
breathe
なかっ
as much
た。
as humans,
と
they
いう
don't
結論を
release
下し
enough of
まし
those
た。
chemicals to attract mosquitoes. What? So you guys have like a lower heart rate or something? Interesting. Does that mean you guys have low blood pressure too?
そうです。
Exactly.
だから朝は寝起きが悪いですね。僕の話が本当か気になるなら、
Low blood
夜明けにマジ
pressure.
ソンを起こしてみるといいですよ。
Maybe I have low blood pressure too. I'm always in a terrible mood first thing. Exactly. That's why vampires can be grumpy in the morning. If you don't believe me, try waking Madison up early sometime. You're mean. I'm going to tell Madison you said that.
まあでも
She
あの子は
really
外部の
does
刺
need
激
to
に
work
敏
on
感に反
managing
応し
her
ない
stress better.
訓
Hi,
練が必要
Kodo.
なんですよ。
Forrest, despite being a vampire like Madison, was incredibly kind. Unlike her, his demeanor was always warm and gentle. It amazed me that a graduate student during his PhD dissertation defense could possess such an angelic heart. Robin is running late.
君、
Hey,
悪いんだけど、
could you
ロビン
say
によろ
hi
し
to
く
Robin
伝えと
for
いて
me?
くれませんか？
What's wrong?
教授に突然呼び出されて、今すぐ行かなくちゃ。本当にごめんなさい。
Your PI? What's a PI? I know there's private investigator, but is that what? Forrest checked his watch and dashed off. Graduate school must be a scary place if even a vampire can only survive by being a dedicated student. Robin entered the dining hall. Oh, then what is a PI then? I honestly don't know. Robin entered the dining hall, arriving 10 minutes past his appointment time. Slightly out of breath, he apologized. Sorry I'm late. The traffic was a nightmare. Don't worry about it. How are you feeling? Feeling great. I'm sorry about the other night. I completely forgot about the gift I wanted to give you. No worries at all. I'm just thankful you invited me. A few days after the Halloween party was my birthday, but it went by in the blink of an eye. So much happened, and I was so busy recovering that I didn't even realize it had passed. Robin handed me a small shopping bag. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, I mean it. I already knew what was in the shopping bag, but I did my best to feign surprise. I didn't want to disrespect Robin's sincerity. He was your godfather. Get it, got it. PI is basically the head scientist. Ah, okay, fair enough. Your girl Diana knows next to nothing about science stuff, so I'm relying on you guys. I talked about it before, but I barely passed my science classes in high school. You're a director. Ooh, fancy. He was my godfather, a family man who had taken me under his wing when I was alone. As the clerk took her order, Robin awkwardly added a few words. I hope you like the food. Teens seem to love this place, but I'm not sure what you'll think of it. Hey, relax. Besides, I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm all grown up. Oh, really? I still remember the time you spitted out all the carrots in your meatballs? Wow! What is science class? You know, biology, physics, chemistry. Can't eat? No, don't eat the science class. I can eat carrots now and onions and garlic too. I'm sure Madison is more picky than I am. She even skips the meal if the food doesn't look pretty. You hadn't had the opportunity to eat out with people, I presume? I totally nearly misread that. You should eat out with your roommate when you have the time. The waiter set down plates of steaks. The waiter set down plates of steak and pasta on the table. As I started slicing the steak, Sebastian's offer came to mind. Robin, what do you think about life? Hitting him real hard. Life? I was thinking about being immortal. It's a topic from my philosophy class. Robin frowned at my question, clearly finding it a bit abstract. It was, after all, a rather deep topic to spring on someone out of the blue. Well, I haven't lived long enough to properly answer that question. But come to think about it, life's too short. Life's too short to do what you love. I find it too long. Time is relative. God bless us with the ability to perceive time differently. Oh no. Well, I should have seen that coming since there were crosses in the house. It flows slowly for the young, giving them plenty of it, and quickly for the old, who have already experienced so much. But you're young too. Young at heart, most definitely. Robin laughed, a broad smile spreading across his face as he signaled the waiter to order another side dish to go with his meal. What if you were immortal? I don't think I'd want to live forever. What I really want is to be buried next to my wife on the same day. Damn. But that's up to God. When you get to be my age, you learn to accept things as they are. Parents, friends, partners, colleagues. If I couldn't be with them because I was immortal, wouldn't life feel empty? I don't know. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Give yourself time to come up with your own. Robin paused as if something had just occurred to him. Ah, there's one more thing I wish for. Your recovery. As your benefactor and godfather, nothing would make me happier than to see you regain your old energy and spirit. I'll try. I quietly swallowed my potato salad. I was taking all my courses online, which was a choice driven by emotional issues that made it difficult for me to interact with others in person. Despite these challenges, my GPA was holding up pretty well. Impressive analysis. Thank you. Immortality has been a hot topic of discussion in history, from an emperor in ancient China who frantically searched for herbal elixir to modern celebrities who don't seem to age. As the computer screen displayed a series of celebrity faces, laughter and giggles erupted from the students. With each slide, another famous person appeared, capturing their attention and heightening the amusement. YV's founder and the largest shareholder, Miss Yvonne, is also well known for unaging appearance. Some analysts attribute her product's success to her beauty. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. I quickly shut the door. Diana? Ha ha, it's nothing. Please be careful next time. We'll wrap it up here since we've run out of time. Our topic for next week will be death. Great. This will give us the opportunity to think about the opposite of immortality. See you in the following week. After confirming that the professor had left the virtual classroom, I went to answer the door. I hadn't ordered a courier, so who could it be?
ごきげんようスイートハート。今日は暇かしら。マディソンの話では特に予定はないようだけれど。
Ah! You're free today, right? Madison told you. Oh, sorry. Madison told me you don't have any special plans. All the typos. Yvonne, half of what Madison says is wrong. She thinks I'm free if I'm at home. I was in philosophy class when you rang, and I have another class this afternoon.
それなら次の講義までどれくらい？
How much time do you have in between? It's at 4, so about 3 hours?
オッケー。じゃあ少し風に当たっ
Sweet!
て
Let's
気
go
分
on a
転
drive
換し
and
ましょう。
refresh. Come on.
とりあえず乗ってちょうだい。
Woo! Yvonne's car was a luxury sports model with the sleek curves that glinted in the sunlight. As I climbed in, I was careful not to scratch the pristine surface. Yum. Race car. The engine roared to life and the car surged forward with thrilling speed. Yvonne stomped on the gas like someone who forgot that brakes existed. I clung to my seatbelt as if it were a lifeline. My arms trembled from gripping it too tightly. Yvonne handed me a coffee. I accepted it with shaky hands, hoping it wouldn't spill.
あら、スイートハート。緊張してるの？
Ah! Stop calling me that. Stop calling me that. Sweetheart's one of my favorite pet names, so I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked very, very strongly. I think I'm just a bit tense. Yvonne chuckled softly.
その必要は
don't
ない
be.
わ。ここは私の個人事務所よ。
This is my private
本社は都
office.
市の真ん中にあってうるさいのよ。
I much prefer it here over the noisy headquarters in the middle of the city.
静かで海辺も見える事務室の方がロマンチックでしょ？
It's quiet and mesmerizing, especially with the beach just outside the windows, don't you think? Wow, the water is shimmering.
美しいわよね。
It's beautiful,
フォ
I
レストも
know.
この風景が好きだった
Forrest
わ。
loved this view too. Her expression softened. I could see her face immersed in memories with myriad of emotions crossing her features. Uh-oh. Ex-relationship? I didn't know what to say, so I just stood there and sipped my coffee.
当時のフォレストはあなたくらいの子供だったわ。
Oh,
でももうすっ
baby
かり大人に
Forrest.
なった。
Forrest was only up to my thigh back then. He's all grown up now. When did Forrest become a vampire?
今やっと100年くらい経ったかしら。初めての出会いは戦場だったわ。
Damn. World War I then. We met in the middle of a war zone. A war zone? Yvonne covered her mouth and giggled, seemingly pleased with my reaction. She exuded the effortless grace of a noble woman, even when simply sitting still.
そんなに素直に受け止めなくてもいいのよ。最悪だったっていう比喩的な表
You
現だ
don't
から。
have to take me so literally. It was just my way of saying things were really bad.
実は少し後に深刻な経済的危機に
Ah,
直
yeah,
面した
so
の
it
だけ
was
れ
the
ど、
war.
私はそれを比較的軽く乗り越えた方なの。だから私にとっての大恐慌はフォレストだったってことね。
The real Great Depression was Forrest. Wow. The Forrest I know seems like a guy who never loses his temper.
そりゃあの子はあなたの4倍くらいは長く生きてるもの。大人が子供に怒るのはみっともないじゃない？
That's because he's 4 times your age. It would look pretty bad for an adult to lose it with a kid.
礼儀作法を示すのに本当に苦労したんだから。私、教員免許なんて持ってないのに、ものすご
Honestly,
く大
I
変だ
had
った
a
のよ
rough。time teaching him manners. Teaching is not my cup of tea. Yvonne shook her head with a wry smile, lost in memories of the past.
当時のフォレストは人間不信って感じだったし、喧嘩してボロボロの日はよく海へ行っていたわ。
Forrest trusted
その
no
時だ
one.
けはおとなしかった。
Whenever we grew tired of fighting, we'd come to this beach because the tide seemed to soothe him.
私はそんなフォレストに海の向こうの世界を教えてあげたかったの。
I wanted to teach him
海の
about the
向こ
world
うと
beyond the waves.
私が悟った人生の知恵を教え
Share
て
my
あげたの
knowledge
に。
and wisdom with him. But then,
どういうわけか自分の本音を見せない大人に育ってしまったわ。 あの子は誰にでも親切で優しいけど、心から人を信用することも期待することもない。
But then he became a man who hides behind a mask. He's kind and gentle to everyone, yet he still doesn't trust anyone with his own heart. A bitter expression crossed her face as she sipped her tea. If he loves the beach that much, why is his name Forest?
海も森も好きだったから。フォレストはね、台風にも負けないほど根深い木になりたいって。
Because he
その
loves
願い通り
forests
になった
just
の
as
かはわ
much.
からないけれど。
He said he wanted to become a great tree that can withstand storms, though I can't say if he's living a life true to his name. I imagined Forest as a giant tree standing resolute and alone against the harsh wind and rain. Withstanding a storm all by himself sounds lonely. It would be nice if he had someone beside him.
その言葉、いつかフォレストに言ってあ
Will
げて。
you tell Forest what
喜
you
ぶ
just
と
said?
思うわ。
He would appreciate it. Sure, and I want to be there for you too, even in difficult times. Oh, this flirt.
シャルロットがどうしてあなたの純粋
I
さを
can
守
see
ろう
why
としたの
Charlotte
か
was so protective of
今
your
わかった
purity.
わ。
Purity? I may look innocent to you, but I'm an adult. I can drive a car, I can drink alcohol, and I can watch R-rated movies. That's not what she meant.
あなたが若いからってバカにしているわけじゃないのよ。心から深く本当に感動しただけ。
I'm not trying to tease you. I'm
あなたの
genuinely
ために
moved by your
一つ忠告
innocence.
してあげるわ。
So, for your sake, I'd like to offer you some advice. The warmth in her eyes disappeared, replaced by a stern, serious expression.
ヴァンパイアにあまり深く情を与えてはいけない。
Don't get too
特に
deeply
セバスチャンには
attached
気
to
をつけなさい。
vampires, especially Sebastian. That seems like a good spot to stop. I've been trying to find a good spot. My voice is starting to go. The downside of cold recovery. Whoop. Ah. Ooh. Big stretch. Yeah. So far, this one's been good. Really interesting to see where it goes. It's on Steam if you guys want to give it a try yourself. We probably won't come back to this. I'll play it on my own. Sure want to quit? Yes. Tired you too. I'm sure I won't be sleeping for a bit because I slept literally most of the day away, but I guess we will see how it goes. But unless I feel absolutely horrible when I wake up in the morning, Mordok and Romba tomorrow. Time to do our trial, figure out who murdered Nagito. Dun dun dun! So let's see who I can kick you guys to. Oh my god! Sato just finished, but they were playing Tokimeki Memorial. Oh my god. Kick? Well, raid, you know, same thing. I love that. She was playing Tokimeki Memorial. That is like a classic visual novel. I prefer punt. Fair enough. Is it too late? I mean, I haven't sent you guys off yet, but... Excuse me, preferably please don't take too long. I want to go rest. Thank you. Pet Pep and Mogu for you? I shall. Boy Everwolf, okay. More little goody two shoes, of course. Fair enough. Alright, I will send you guys off then. I'm gonna raid and run so you guys behave. Because I'm probably won't be around for long to watch you guys. Alrighty, so there's raid. And there's Discord. Looking forward to tomorrow. Thanks! Looking forward to tomorrow too. Oh god, and now my nose is starting to run. It's time to get out of here! Alrighty, guys. That's gonna be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I'll see you next time. Yes, I will go rest. I'm gonna go get some water and shower and stuff, and then maybe lay down for a bit. Don't know if I'll sleep, but we'll see. Alrighty, guys. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.